You're watching the Norfolk Southern Sherwood subdivision. I'm Harold, thanks for watching. Today an operations video. We will see all the activities required to deal with a transfer run coming to Sherwood today from Charlotte, North Carolina. If you enjoy model railroad operations, please stay tuned. You may also have an interest in some of our how-to or layout construction videos that can be found on our channel. Now we will get on with the operations video. Here we go. Prior to the arrival of the transfer run, our local switcher will assemble the cars that are already in the Sherwood yard or at the Sherwood Industries that will be picked up by the transfer run. I know it's slow, the yard speed limit, 15 miles per hour. At Chubb Industries, there is one pickup to be made. At this point, the conductor will connect the air hoses. In order to do that, he has to go between the cars. That's very dangerous. To minimize the danger, we have a process called three-step protection. It works like this. The conductor will request what's called three-step protection. The locomotive engineer will respond by doing the following three things. 1. The locomotive engineer will set the brakes. 2. The locomotive engineer will center the reverser, and 3, the locomotive engineer will disconnect the traction motors. Those three things should prevent any movement of the locomotive or of the car while the conductor is in place between those two, connecting the air hose. When the conductor has completed his activities, he will notify the engineer to remove the three-step protection, and they will depart. And what you see emerging from Chubb Industries, they've done a marvelous job reconditioning this 50-foot boxcar, and it's now marked for Norfolk Southern. It makes its first appearance on our layout. Our switcher will now proceed to its next destination, which is Richard's Foods at the other end of the layout. In the background, you may notice some amount of urban renewal that's been going on here in Sherwood. As we have new structures in the back, representing the downtown of Sherwood, and we have the reconstruction of the Sherwood passenger terminal in preparation for the receipt of Amtrak service, which may come in the future. Our locomotive proceeds for pickup at Richard's Foods. A brief pause to allow for the three-step protection. With that completed, we will proceed to mark manufacturing. 2 boxcars to pick up at Martin Manufacturing. When that's complete, we have made all the pickups. What remains is to set them out on the transfer track. A brief pause for the 3-step protection. Our locomotive will now depart Martin Manufacturing and will head to leave the cars on the transfer track. Now you may notice the locomotive is in the middle of this string of cars. And of course, that's not going to work very well. We're going to have to do something about that. That something will be a runaround maneuver that you'll see coming up. To initiate the runaround maneuver, our locomotive will shove the 3 cars that are in the locomotive's rear onto the transfer track, leaving the single boxcar that is at the locomotive's front on the switching lead. Leaving a single boxcar on the switching lead, our locomotive will deposit the remaining 3 cars on the transfer track. Our locomotive will now perform a runaround maneuver. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, you can see emerging from the Sherwood Inland Port an intermodal train headed for an East Coast seaport. With the runaround maneuver complete, our locomotive will connect to the other end of the cars. A brief stop to provide 3-step protection, and we will then proceed to collect the final car of the string. Here we go. Our locomotive will now pull the entire string onto the transfer track. And we're just in time. You can see on the right hand side, this is the transfer run that is approaching Sherwood. That ends part one of our three-part series, where we saw the local switcher collect all the cars necessary for the transfer run to pick up. Next, we will see the transfer run arrive, park its cars, pick up the ones that have been collected by the local switcher, and it will return to Charlotte. So please stay tuned for that.